Bob, you've got an incredible history of being a world champion skateboarder, won all kinds of awards, widely decorated, widely recognized. What are some of the best learnings from all those great experiences skating that you brought into the business world?
Probably when I skate, maybe 60 to 70% is falling, and the other 30 is landing the trick. But it's all worth it just so you can land the trick. So when you make the parallel in business, is not every business will come out and make it happen, especially startups. Any ideas, you can go at it, but you have to be persistent. So I've learned that, even when things are kind of not going that direction, you can pivot.
You talk about learning how to fall while you're skating.
Yes.
And learning how to fall properly so that you can get back up.
Yeah, and have fun while doing it. You're falling, especially when you're skating the big ramps, the big mega ramp. And when you realize you're not going to land that trick, you can either get frustrated, right, and be like, oh man, I got to go back up again and then try it again, or you can enjoy, what's happening. And at the same time, you have to be present in what's happening so you don't get hurt. So a lot of times if you start thinking of the future and getting anxious, like, okay, I got to go back up and skate before you even stopped falling, that's when you can roll an ankle, you can start to get up early or whatever. So it's really all about keeping that presence all the way through until that bail or that slam is over, right? And then once it's over, then you can think about whatever the next steps are.
And I think there's a real jewel in there for founders, right? It's how being present when you're falling, making sure you're learning from the experience, but going through the whole thing and making sure you can get back up. And I think a lot of founders experience that anxiety, that frustration, and end up really in a much worse position than they might otherwise be in.
Being present during a bail is also an opportunity for an unplug, right? So, when it comes to business, sometimes you tend to really keep sinking, right? And you have to you have to realize at some point to let it, sink and let it go, right? And then
Exactly.
You can always reframe. But it's really hard, especially when you're attached and very passionate. It's harder for a founder to let go. But I think skateboarding has taught me that, and sometimes you gotta let go to restart, right?
The Bob Burnquist Foundation, a really exciting endeavor that you've undertaken to help underprivileged children all over the world, Web3 based. What was the inspiration?
I was trying to frame it around helping young minds, and not necessarily be champions, but to be able to navigate through life. And it went from the Bob Burnquist Foundation to evolving to Skateboarding Cares Institute, because I felt like it would really amplify, and it's bigger than me and it's bigger than my name, right? So if I could transform it into something like that, I could add other skateboarders to projects, right? So maybe a big name skateboarder doesn't necessarily need to start their own foundation, especially.
Oh, right. They become part of your community.
Yeah, we can do projects within Skateboarding Cares, and it helps out their local community. It felt like the right direction to take. And when the blockchain and the Web3 opportunity started to come through, I realized, because it's all about community and it's all about reaching out. And my work is here in Rio. It's actually you have this lagoon, Marapengi Lagoon, we're here.
Right here, yeah.
I could technically take a boat straight to the Institute, and it's at this little island. So
okay.
It's the little island kids, and we have a skate park there, and we do tech programs, programming with Python syntax and Oracle certified, right? Going all the way through to a job. So it's really kind of going, all right, you can skate, but you also can do all these other things, and Web3 seemed like the way to reach out to people across the world to make those donations, putting, props out.
And you've attached NFTs to it, initially of yourself and tokens around that. But there's a broader opportunity, obviously, as you talk about building a community with other skaters.
Yeah, but the thing with NFTs is that, I launched them on Tezos at first. It's just a POS, and the gas fees are a lot cheaper. So I wanted it to be affordable for the Brazilians. So really, I launched a bunch of tokens, 1,618 tokens for the golden ratio number. And they're at $2-3 a piece. It was more to create this community of people that had the Burnquist Gold, and then I can create opportunities around that. And then I started the wallet for the foundation for the Skateboarding Cares, which translates to Instituto Skate Cuida, and to get donations and try to launch NFTs that create this opportunity for raising funds for the foundation. So by doing that, I also trying to show the kids that there's a new way to transact. from the instructors too, not just the kids, but the instructors of the institute, because most of them are either good skateboarders or pros and are trying to make a living, and say, hey, you can use this as an opportunity to make some extra money and reach out and connect to people.
And so what I think is amazing about that, the model you're building with Skate Cares is hyper local and high impact within Brazil and building the community within Brazil. But with Web3, of course, you can take that globally really quickly.
Yes, the community is global. The social work is local, right? So you get people, sometimes you have people that are more concerned about your well-being outside of your own country, right? So you have to reach out. And it's great because if you're doing something right, maybe they resonate and they can quickly do a donation via, crypto. And the cool thing about that is that then I can turn around and use that to explain to people how you don't need a foundation to do this, right? I've gotten to a point where I have a name where I can institutionalize and get like something like that out. But really everyone that understands the space could somehow put a prop up, and it's just an incredible tool.